Oh, maybe.
Oh, we're already recording. It's already happening.
Okay.
We're gonna get real serious about this right now.
Hi, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
We love you. Feel better, honey.
That was not me, by the way. All right. So we're gonna start so there are 4 ways to solve quadratic equations. Well, actually, I would say 5 ways.
5.
Four's enough.
You just get upset. 4 is fine. 5.
This just means like more to like memorize.
There's no memorizing. All right. Factoring.
Fair enough.
Factoring is the first way to solve a quadratic equation. The second way is using a square root at some point. Third way is something called completing the square. This we're going to go over on, what is today, Monday? So Wednesday. I messed that up talking to Miss Dahlstrom about that like 5 times, about who was teaching the what and when it was happening. Even when I thought I understood, I did not. Quadratic formula. And using a calculator. I'm going to write using a graphing calculator. When you do story problems with them, Ms. Dahlstrom, are you going to use the graphing calculator function at all?
Probably not.
Okay. So maybe we'll try one of these. This one's going to happen today, this one's going to happen today, and this one's going to happen today. Completing the square, we're going to do a different day, Wednesday. And then quadratic program, we're going to do tomorrow. So this is day 1. All right, example 1. 6x squared plus 7x equals 3. Okay. Any ideas? Yeah? Okay, now it feels like you should be able to, and you could, take out an x on the left side, wouldn't help though. But if you took an x out, it would be like x on the outside, and then what, 6x plus 7 on the inside equals 3? But then what?
I just thought it looks right.
It does look, it feels right, doesn't it? It looks nice. It actually, factoring is a great idea, like she said, because what she said was factoring too. But the problem is that to make factoring work for quadratics, you have to have one side equal to 0 first. So the first is we're going to move that over. 6x squared plus 7x minus 3 equals 0. And now it's a x box. So this is 6x squared, negative 3 in the bottom right. Anybody have a moment just now where they're like, oh, do I remember how to do any of this? Or are you doing okay with remembering how to factor? Yeah?
Do you have our tests done?
Most of them. I'll give them to you. Negative 18x squared and 7x. And then this one is 9x and 2x, right? Which one's negative? So 9x and negative 2x go over here. So this is a 2x up here and a 3 there. Am I going too fast, you guys?
No,
This would be a 3x. And this would be a 3. And that's what, a negative 1? So now I end up with 2x plus 3 in parentheses and 3x minus 1 in parentheses equals 0. This, by the way, is one of the reasons we factor. Now, does anybody know why This is solvable right now, but taking an x out originally wouldn't have been. Anybody know why this worked? Do you guys remember what the next step is from last year? No, okay. So, do you guys agree that whatever x is, oh, I almost swallowed my gum. Whatever x is, it'd be 2 times whatever x is plus 3. That's going to be a number. Whatever it is, whatever x equals, like if x is 7, then it'd be 2 times 7 plus 3. That's just a number, right? Okay, and this is a number over here too. And then this is a number times a number equals 0. So if you have 2 numbers times each other that equal 0, they're not necessarily the same number or anything. What do you know about those numbers?
One of them has to be 0.
One of them has to be 0. Is it possible that one of them isn't 0? Or and both of them aren't 0? Like what if it was like 2 and negative 2? What's 2 times negative 2?
Negative
4.
-4.
So it really does. One of them has to be 0. Everybody agree? So the next step to this for factoring and solving quadratics is you set one factor equal to 0 and you set the other factor equal to 0. And you solve both. How do you get x by itself on this one? Subtract 3 and divide by 2, which gets me negative, what, 3/2? Or negative 1.5? And this one?
You add the 1.
Add 1, and then,
X equals 3.
nope, add 1, and then how do I get the 3x by itself? Divide by 3, so that'd be 1/3. And these are the correct answers. So it's basically where this equation equals 0. And this is the technique called factoring. Now, let's all grab our graphing calculators. I want you to try something with me. How much have you used the graphing function on your graphing calculators? A lot in Mr. Thorson's class?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so go to y equals and type in 6x squared plus 7x minus 3. Remember that variable button is right next to the alpha button. It's the one that says x, t, theta, n. And then to make it fit your screen, you're going to hit zoom 6. So zoom is this middle button right here. Zoom. You can go down to 6 or just punch the number 6. That's what it should look like. Almost looks like it's crossing at about negative 1.5 and positive 1/3, doesn't it? Okay. Show your partner. Zoom 6. Show your partner that you've got the graph up on the screen, on your screen. And if you don't, then help them get there. Zach, are you stuck? Mariah, you good? Zach, are you good? Okay. Now, I want to actually get closer on this. We're going to talk about how to use your graphing calculator because I don't think you guys actually have used graphing calculators a lot. I think you used the online program a lot. And this is what you're going to use in college?
Well, our class got that taken away from us. I don't know about their class.
The online program? So you don't use anything?
No, like we used this. Did you mean Desmos?
Yeah, Desmos is what I meant. So you actually use the graphing calculators.
A lot of
We had to use
Nice.
graphing calculators on tests.
That's awesome. All right, now I want to see this closer. So what do I do?
Zoom in.
How?
So you go to Zoom
Okay.
and then you go to 2.
No, it didn't work. Okay, so that actually, you can click it after that, and it will zoom in on the center. But let's